Alright, so we're going to be running Lynessa's final form through a few games and just seeing how things go. This is going to be a Druid matchup, so we're going to take a look at what we have here. We don't need the Charian, don't need the Lynessa. Zola Lynessa is beautiful, but if this is aggro, it's just too early to hold a combo like that. I'd actually really like to be able to hold this if this is Druid, but in this case we're going to just have to let those go, and I will keep the Rallying Blade. Right, this is a pretty good opening hand if we happen to be up against an aggro Druid. The ranks are pretty low right now just because the season reset. Okay, it does not look like it's an aggro, so it looks like we're up against a Druid. It's not really much more Druid that's run right now. Don't see much Taunt Druid. Big Druid is basically anymore just Jade Druid. Okay, so pretty slow start. So we don't have any. Well, we do have a buff in hand with a coin that we could play next turn. So this turn I actually do like Primal Pin because you can't hero power it. There are ways to deal with it, but I don't know if you would necessarily invest into it. Jade Blossom is the most common turn 3 play, so this means we'll get our Blessing of Kings down. Go ahead and attack with that. Jade does run Silence, but as I've mentioned in my deck guide, the silencing on a Primal Fin is not the worst thing in the world. It's a nice way to open up your later board. Nice. So now we're going to get a second proc on our Lynessa. When we get our Lynessa play, we'll have a second Blessing of Kings proc off of the same blessing. So that's part of why I call this deck the final form. To get a bigger Lynessa. Okay, we can take the Righteous Protector, have a little extra defense this turn, and be able to play it. And then we could play the Blessing of Kings. But I'd really rather play the Blessing of Kings on my Primordial the next turn. Not next turn, but 2 turns from now. So this turn, we can get a board that next turn we can Doomsayer. We have 1 taunt on the board. If we're going into the next turn, I'd like to Rallying Blade. Yeah. So I'm going to play the the Righteous Protector. This is so that next turn I can Rallying Blade and Doomsayer in the same turn, and I'll have my defenses down. He could potentially swipe here. It's not a very strong swipe, so I don't mind doing that. Okay. This is fine. So we're going to Rallying Blade, Doomsayer, and I'm getting late enough in the game where I could start throwing that sword into, that Rallying Blade at him, but not gonna. I've got 2 in my hand. This is good that he played one of his Jades out. So now, again, he very well may silence this, but with Lynessa in hand, I'm not super worried about it.
A game So kind of you to join me.
Okay, this is nice. This is good. Now, next turn he's ready to infestation. It's a pretty big infestation. He's you know, he's gonna get a 10 mana card with his infestation, and for some reason druids always seem to have infestation whenever they need it. So unfortunately here I'm gonna still lose my primal fin next turn, but I expect him to infestation next turn. Now if he were to silence, I'd lose a whole lot off of this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and still attack.
Will be purged.
And in this case I don't want to force myself to have to Rallying Blade, so I'm gonna hold the second charge of the Rallying Blade. This is a really nice combo, by the way. If you do get a Primal Fin with your Spike Ridge Steed, you'll have an automatic minion that they'll have to deal with during the previous turn if they want to get rid of it. So we can buff him to 6, but that wouldn't be enough to kill him regardless. We could Equality Pyromancer for 4, and then still get the Blessing of Kings down. That 10 health is not going anywhere. I think I like better Equality Spike Ridge Steed and ignore his 5 damage.
I must act now.
I don't want to lose him on. Yeah, we're gonna take 10 damage to the face here. Spike Ridge Steed. Face. Our Lynessa now has basically her full procs. She doesn't have the Divine Shield and draw card, but you know, she's going to be a full size, you know, normal full size Lynessa right now, the 11-17 Lynessa, and I've only drawn 1 Blessing of Kings and 1 Spike Ridge Steed to get there, so that's a pretty wasteful play. That's a, I'm not sure I like that play on his side. Okay, so I think what we want to do here is I'd love to Lynessa Zola if I could hold out for that timing. This board's not particularly gigantic actually. I can ping his 1s. Pyro, Blessing. And then I can attack here. And rally right there.
Will be purged.
That was a pretty bad final Medivh spell for him to use. I don't exactly know why he decided to do that line of play. So here I think I like the Sunkeeper Blessing of Kings play.
Ungoro belongs to the fight. Will be
Clear with the weapon, ignore his Jade. Try to get some more face damage. We've actually been hitting him in the face a lot, considering his board state. That'd be great if he's silencing that. Okay. It's not a silence.
the land serves me.
Okay, this is a good time to start getting some life steal. Go ahead and take
The
this.
light's justice has failed. Fall by my hand.
The tough thing is I actually feel like I just need to be hitting him in the face right now, not messing around with his board too much.
For the Fakers!
I do realize that this means that he can clear my Sunkeeper, but I just feel that I'm going to end up needing that 15 damage to get to him pretty soon. He's getting very deep into his deck. His Jades are already pretty big. He's got, you know, 6 Jades right now. So that's a second Earth and Scales, and we can out-damage him at some point. The real big question is going to be, is he running secret Spellbreakers? Consecration Equality is available to us now. So he's got 13 coming in. I can certainly survive next turn. Do I want to equality combo here? I don't. I want to have him open up his board and feel more comfortable. Do I want a Lynessa here? If I had some card draw off the Lynessa, I think I would. I kind of feel like I'm going to give it one play.
As will be purified.
I'll give it one play. And he would need...
The end draws near.
I think I'm going to be risking a lot here.
Frozen
do that, so
calls.
I don't want a Pyro Equality here, then have her come in, but I can't do both 2 turns from now. Oh, but I can't. Okay, you know what? I can do it. I'm going to let him decide if he's going to try to take the Horseman off the board. I know I can survive his 18 damage max output, so I'm going to go ahead and take this attack. I might go down to 1 if he has the Infestation, if he plays the Infestation. But the next turn I can consecrate Equality, and then I can heal up for 6 and play my Lynessa the following turn. And hopefully I'll draw something I can run with the Pyro Equality next turn. And we're really wanting him to just go crazy with his board like this, so this is... This is really good. We wanted him to be pouring more into his board. This is why, by the way, you don't overcommit to your board. So now we can Equality, Consecration. We can get our Heroism down with a card draw, which will help with our Lynessa turn. Now we're going to get some more damage to face with the weapon. The healing, that's really big swings. I really want my weapon to be going face if I can at all help it. There's the Infestation. Okay, so we have Stonehill, Lynessa, follow up by Primordial Drake. I think that's going to be the play here. We can take the Gastropod for Jades, but we probably just need to have a little bit more survivability on our taunt.
This dungeon reeks of magic. Delightful.
See, now that is a big Lynessa. If he doesn't have the Spellbreaker, then that's enough to win the game. I do need to heal up a little bit. I'm going to take the attack to the face.
We are unyielding.
us here. A board full of Jades would be really good.
I'm out of cards.
Love to see him play a bunch of Jades. Got 3 mana left.
Well played.
Not seeing the taunt. I think we've won. Yep, I think
Well
this is his swan song. So we
The
strike
light
it, unless she
is
deserves the last
mine.
shot, right?
The light.
Big Lynessa hits in the face again. So there's Lynessa's final form. She got a 21-29 proc out of there in a game that the Jade Idol was really far ahead in. But you know, with the Lynessa combos and Primal Fin really coming in big there, yeah, we can see that most games are not out of reach, even if they look pretty bad in the beginning. Hope you enjoyed that gameplay.